Activision have seemingly got themselves in a spot of hot water as they are being sued for possible patent infringement. And the patent in question is also suggesting a possible new direction for them, or maybe not if this patent suit actually goes against them. Fantasy sports. So, who filed the case? Well, it was the Texas-based Virtual Gaming Technologies LLC who filed it yesterday in the US District Court for the Eastern District of Texas, and of claiming that Activision is infringing on patents it owns for, quote, real-time interaction systems most used in fantasy sports games. Now, basically, the tech covered by the patents involved giving players access to updated information about their players' performances during live ongoing contests. Now, they are further claiming that Activision is illegally using processes invented by William Junkin, who is a bit of a pioneer in the field of fantasy sports, and their complaint notes that Junkin founded a popular fantasy gaming league back in the 1990s, and that real-time scoring techs are now broadly used by the vast majority of games in the genre. Now, his patents are now the property of Virtual Gaming, which of course has licensed them to various companies including none other than EA, Konami, Microsoft and Sony. And apparently Activision have appropriated the widely used system for a rather, shall we say, vague series of products. However, one game that is named is NASCAR The Game Inside Line, which is developed by Utenix and published back in 2012 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and of course the Wii. Now, that game features, you guessed it, performance statistics and data culled from actual racing league records, but according to VGT, it also implements Junkin's real-time scoring system. And they are also arguing that Activision have knowingly done this without any regard to Virtual Gaming's right to such patents. Now, as I said at the start of the video, one of the most interesting things, apart from the alleged patent infringement, is that, well, Activision currently has no ties towards fantasy sports, so the fact that this is coming up now perhaps would suggest a move for the company, or a desired move. As I said before, it repeatedly references how integral real-time score updating and interaction affordances of Junkin's patents are to a majority of these sorts of games, and of course even went so far as to cite a competitor to basically say, hey, this is the difference. Now, as you probably know, if you keep your ear to the ground, they don't have any, that being Activision, any sports video games licensed by any real-world league game or promotion, and his last title was the version of Inside Line for PC. So it kind of would suggest a change, or perhaps it's just only coming in now, but that seems very unlikely given how recently this was filed. So, I have a little bit of a statement here from Mark Nerenberg, who is Chief Product Officer at DraftStreet.com, and this was included in the filing. Quote, a large percentage of our users when they play are watching their team and their opponent's team, and it gets very exciting with everything updating live and as fast as possible. And the lawsuit further says that, quote, fantasy sports has become a $27 billion business due to the excitement provided by advanced interactive gaming systems such as those invented by Mr. Junkin. Now, this could even tie into their new esports division, which was revealed back in October, which will be existing as a third subsidiary, which will be, of course, coexisting with Activision themselves and Blizzard. Now, we basically know nothing about how this division is going to operate, and it could even be that they're using this particular technology for that, or they could be using it for a future set of games, or are planning to use it for a set of games. We just don't know. But regardless of where this is coming from, they're in a bit of hot water, as of course if they are found infringement of this, they could find themselves having to haul out quite a lot of cash. As I said, this could be for esports, it could be for games, it could be for something completely different, we just don't know, and unfortunately Activision have yet to issue a statement at the time of recording, but of course I will update as soon as any more information becomes available. Thank you very much for watching, I'll see you next time.